She's younger, she's interested, but before she commits, she needs to know something. So she tests you with two specific questions. Most older men fail these tests without even realizing it. Here's what she's really asking and how to pass. There's a unique dynamic that happens when a younger woman is attracted to an older man. It's different from same age attraction. It's layered with different concerns, different fears, different questions that need answering before she can fully invest. And here's what most older men don't realize. She's not going to ask these questions directly. She can't. They're too vulnerable, too revealing, too loaded with implications. So instead, she asks them indirectly through seemingly casual questions that are actually sophisticated psychological tests. Today, we're going to reveal exactly what these two questions are, what she's really testing for when she asks them, and most importantly, how to respond in a way that passes the test and deepens her attraction rather than destroying it. But before we get to the questions themselves, we need to understand the psychology of why younger women are attracted to older men in the first place, and what unique anxieties this attraction creates for them. The psychology of age gap attraction. When a younger woman is attracted to an older man, she's typically attracted to qualities that men her own age haven't fully developed yet: maturity, stability, confidence, life experience, emotional intelligence, financial security, a sense of groundedness and purpose. These aren't superficial attractions. They're deeply rooted in female psychology and evolutionary biology. Women are attracted to men who can provide security, both emotional and practical. Older men, by virtue of more years living, working, and growing, often possess these qualities in ways younger men simply can't yet. But this attraction comes with concerns, serious concerns that she needs answered before she can fully commit to pursuing something with you. First, she's concerned about judgment. Society still judges age gap relationships, especially when the woman is younger. She knows that people will talk. Her friends might question it. Her family might disapprove. Strangers might make assumptions. She needs to know that you're confident enough to handle this social pressure and that being with you is worth facing it. Second, she's concerned about your intentions. Is she just a conquest? A way for you to feel young again? An ego boost? Or do you genuinely value her as a person? She needs to know you see her as more than just her youth and beauty. Third, she's concerned about compatibility. Will the age gap create problems? Do you still have energy and enthusiasm for life? Are you set in your ways? Can you relate to her world while she learns from yours? She needs reassurance that the age difference is an asset, not a liability. Fourth, she's concerned about the future. Where is this going? What happens as you age faster than her? What happens if she wants children and you're already done with that phase of life? She needs to know you've thought about these practical realities. These concerns are legitimate and important, and she needs answers. But she can't ask directly because that would make her seem insecure, overly serious too early, or like she's interrogating you. So instead, she disguises these deep questions as casual conversation. This is where the two secret test questions come in. Test question 1. What do you like to do for fun? This seems like the most basic, casual getting to know you question possible. It's the kind of thing people ask on first dates without thinking twice. But when a younger woman asks an older man this question, it's loaded with subtext. What she's really asking: are you still vibrant, energetic, and engaged with life, or are you settling into old age? She needs to know that dating you doesn't mean her life becomes boring and sedentary. She needs to know you're not just going to want to stay home every weekend, watch TV, and complain about your back hurting. She needs to know you still have enthusiasm, energy, and zest for life. This is her biggest fear about dating an older man: that the age gap means a gap in energy and lifestyle. That while her friends are traveling, going to concerts, trying new things, and having adventures, she'll be stuck in a relationship that feels like it's already retired. How most older men fail this test: they give boring, low-energy answers. Oh, I like to relax at home, watch sports, maybe play some golf. Or worse, they They try to relate to her by name dropping things they think younger people like. I'm pretty into TikTok and I love going to clubs. Both responses fail. The first confirms her fear that you're settling into old age. The second confirms her fear that you're trying too hard to be something you're not, which suggests insecurity about the age gap. How to pass this test? Give an answer that demonstrates you have genuine passions and actively pursue them. Talk about hobbies that require energy and engagement. Mention recent experiences, not things you used to do. I'm really into hiking. Just did a trail in Sedona last month that kicked my ass, but the views were incredible. I also love cooking, experimenting with new recipes, and I've been getting into photography lately, trying to capture the city from different perspectives. This answer works because it shows you're physically active and capable. You're intellectually curious and always learning. You have passion for things beyond work. You're having experiences, not just remembering them. The key is authenticity. Don't make up hobbies you don't have, but do make sure you actually have hobbies and passions. If you don't, that's a problem you need to fix before dating younger women, because they will absolutely notice and lose attraction. Follow up by involving her. What about you? What gets you excited? This shows you're interested in her as a person, not just trying to impress her. It also gives you insight into her lifestyle and whether you're actually compatible. Test question 2. What was your last relationship like? This question seems like she's just being curious about your romantic history. And on the surface, that's part of it. But when a younger woman asks an older man this question, she's testing for something much more specific and important. What she's really asking: do you value women for more than their youth and beauty? Or will you trade me in when I age too? This is the deepest fear younger women have when dating older men. If you left your last partner because she got older, what happens when she gets older? If you're dating her primarily because of her youth, what happens when that fades? She needs to know that you value substance, character, and connection. She needs to know that you ended previous relationships for legitimate reasons having to do with compatibility, values, or life direction, not because someone aged or because you got bored and wanted something younger and shinier. She's also testing whether you speak respectfully about your exes. How you talk about women from your past tells her how you'll talk about her in the future if things don't work out. How most older men fail this test. They either badmouth their ex excessively, which shows immaturity and bitterness, or they mention the age of their ex in a way that reveals age is a factor they think about. She was great, but we just grew apart. She was 42 when we ended things, just different phases of life. Mentioning her age, even casually, reveals that age is on your mind when it comes to women. And that terrifies a younger woman because it confirms her fear that she's valuable to you primarily because of her youth. Some men make the opposite mistake. They try too hard to prove age doesn't matter. Age is just a number. I've always been attracted to younger women because they're more fun and less jaded. This is even worse because it explicitly states you prefer younger women, which means you'll always prefer younger women, which means she has an expiration date. How to pass this test. Talk about your previous relationship in terms of compatibility, values, and personal growth. Never mention age, never mention physical attributes. Focus on substance. We had a good run, but ultimately we wanted different things in life. She was amazing in many ways, and I learned a lot about myself from that relationship, but we weren't growing in the same direction anymore. I realized I need a partner who shares my curiosity about life and my values around growth and adventure. This answer works because it shows you value substance over surface attributes. You speak respectfully about past partners. You're self-aware and learn from experiences. You ended things for mature reasons related to compatibility. You take responsibility rather than just blaming her. Then, and this is crucial, redirect to focus on character traits that matter. I've realized what I really value in a partner is intellectual curiosity, emotional depth, and someone who pushes me to be better. Physical attraction matters, of course, but it's the connection and shared values that make a relationship last. This statement accomplishes multiple things. It tells her you value qualities that transcend age. It shows you understand what makes relationships work long term. And it subtly reassures her that you're not just attracted to her youth. The underlying pattern. Both of these test questions are really asking the same fundamental thing. Is the age gap going to be a problem? She needs reassurance that you're still vibrant and energetic despite being older. You value her for who she is, not just how old she is. You're confident in the relationship despite societal judgment. You've thought seriously about what age gap relationships require. You're emotionally mature enough to handle the unique dynamics. Your answers to these questions either provide this reassurance or confirm her fears. Most older men, because they don't realize these are tests, answer casually without thinking about the subtext, and they lose attraction without understanding why. Beyond the two questions, other tests. While these are the two most common and important test questions, younger women testing older men use other methods too. Understanding the pattern helps you recognize and pass all the tests. She might mention the age gap casually to see how you react. If you get defensive, uncomfortable, or try too hard to downplay it, you fail. The right response is confidence and comfort. Yeah, there's a gap, and honestly, I think it works well. Different perspectives make things interesting. She might make a lighthearted joke about your age. Again, she's testing for insecurity. If you get defensive or sensitive, you fail. If you laugh confidently and maybe even lean into it, hey, experience has its advantages. You pass. She might introduce you to her younger friends to see how you interact with them. If you try too hard to be cool and relate to them, or if you act superior and condescending, you fail. If you're genuinely yourself, interested but not trying too hard, confident but not arrogant, you pass. She might test your energy by suggesting active dates or adventures. If you make excuses about being tired or preferring to stay in, you fail. If you enthusiastically engage and show you can keep up, you pass. She might observe how you talk about other women, especially younger women. If you objectify them or constantly comment on their looks, you fail because it confirms you value women primarily for youth and beauty. If you talk about women respectfully as full human beings, you pass. The pattern in all these tests is the same. She's checking for insecurity about the age gap and confirming you have the maturity, confidence, and vitality that attracted her in the first place. What drives these tests? Understanding why she's testing you creates empathy and helps you respond authentically rather than defensively. She's testing because she's taking a risk. Dating an older man means potentially facing judgment from friends, family, and society. It means possibly facing a future where you age faster than her. It means gambling that the maturity and stability she's attracted to won't morph into being set in your ways and resistant to change. She needs to know you're worth that risk. She needs to know you understand what you're asking of her by pursuing this relationship. She needs to know you're secure enough in yourself to handle the challenges that come with age gap relationships. These tests aren't manipulative or unfair. They're protective. They're her way of gathering information she needs to make an informed decision about investing in you emotionally. When you understand this, the tests stop feeling like obstacles and start feeling like reasonable due diligence from someone who's being careful with her heart. How to pass every test. The secret to passing all of these tests, not just the two specific questions, comes down to a few key principles. First, be genuinely confident about who you are and the age gap. Don't apologize for it. Don't feel weird about it. Don't overcompensate. The more comfortable you are with it, the more comfortable she'll be with it. Second, actually be the mature, stable, vibrant man she's attracted to. You can't fake these qualities long term. If you're not genuinely engaged with life, not genuinely growing and learning, not genuinely emotionally mature, she'll sense it. The tests will expose it. Third, value her for her character, intelligence, and personality, not just her youth and beauty. If you're primarily attracted to her age, you're not ready for this relationship. Your attraction needs to be based on who she is as a person. Fourth, be honest about the realities of age gap relationships. Don't pretend the age difference doesn't exist or won't create unique situations to navigate. Acknowledge it openly and confidently when it comes up. Fifth, maintain your energy and enthusiasm for life. This is non-negotiable. If you're already settling into a sedentary lifestyle, if you've lost your curiosity and zest, you're not going to be attractive to younger women no matter how you answer these test questions. Sixth, speak respectfully about women, especially past partners. How you talk about other women tells her everything she needs to know about how you see women in general, including her. Seventh, don't try to be younger than you are. She's attracted to your maturity, not to you pretending to be her age, trying to use her slang, dress like someone 20 years younger, or constantly reference things from her generation makes you look insecure and foolish. When the tests reveal incompatibility, sometimes you'll answer honestly and she'll lose interest. And that's actually a good thing. It means you're incompatible and she recognized it early. If your honest answer about what you do for fun is that you genuinely prefer quiet evenings at home and have no interest in the active lifestyle she's looking for, better to know that now. If your previous relationship ended for reasons that raise red flags for her, better that she sees those flags early. The goal isn't to trick her into thinking you're someone you're not. The goal is to demonstrate who you genuinely are in the most attractive way possible. If who you are isn't what she's looking for, that's valuable information for both of you. Don't try to contort yourself to pass tests by lying or exaggerating. That creates a foundation of dishonesty that will crumble eventually. Be yourself, present yourself well, and let her decide if that's what she wants. When you should walk away. Not every younger woman who's attracted to you is someone you should pursue. Sometimes the tests reveal that she's attracted for the wrong reasons or that she's not mature enough for what an age gap relationship requires. If she's attracted to you primarily for financial security and you sense she's not genuinely attracted to you as a person, walk away. If she's attracted because she has unresolved father issues and she's really looking for a parent figure rather than a partner, walk away. If she's attracted to the idea of an older man but not to you specifically, walk away. If her questions and tests reveal that she's looking for someone to take care of her completely, that she has no direction in her own life, that she's trying to escape responsibility rather than build a partnership, these are red flags. The tests work both ways. While she's testing you, you should be evaluating whether this is a woman worth investing in. Is she testing for the right reasons? Is she mature enough for this dynamic? Does she bring value beyond her youth? The role of experience. One advantage you have as an older man is experience. You've likely been through relationships before. You understand patterns. You've learned from mistakes. This experience should make you better at reading situations and responding appropriately. Use this experience to recognize when someone is testing you versus when they're just making conversation. Use it to stay calm and confident rather than reactive. Use it to give thoughtful responses instead of defensive ones. But don't use your experience to manipulate or play games. Don't use your knowledge of psychology to trick younger women into relationships that aren't good for them. The ethical use of this information is to be more authentic and genuine, not more manipulative. Your experience should make you a better partner, not a more effective player. It should help you build real connections, not just win games. The deeper conversation. Eventually, if things progress, you'll need to have deeper conversations about the age gap directly. These 2 test questions are just the beginning. They're her initial screening to see if it's worth exploring further. But at some point, you'll need to talk explicitly about what each of you wants for the future, whether children are part of that picture, how you'll handle the different rates of aging, how you'll deal with social judgment, What happens if health issues arise earlier for you? Whether your life stages are actually compatible? These conversations require even more honesty and maturity than the test questions. They're not tests. They're genuine explorations of compatibility and future planning. Don't avoid these conversations. Initiate them when the time is right. Show that you've thought about these issues seriously and you're willing to discuss them openly. This demonstrates maturity and genuine concern for building something real, the ultimate truth. Here's the ultimate truth about these two test questions and all the other tests younger women give older men. They're not obstacles, they're opportunities. They're opportunities to demonstrate the exact qualities that made her attracted to you in the first place: the maturity, the confidence, the self-awareness, the emotional intelligence, the stability. If you're genuinely the man you present yourself to be, these tests are easy. Your answers flow naturally from who you are. You don't have to strategize or calculate. You just have to be authentic. But if you're insecure about the age gap, if you're not actually as mature and stable as you want her to believe, if you're pursuing her primarily because of her youth, these tests will expose you. And that's a good thing. It saves both of you time and heartache. The best approach is to see these tests as her being smart and careful, not as her being difficult or manipulative. A woman who tests before investing is a woman who values herself and takes relationships seriously. That's exactly the kind of woman you want. Answer her questions honestly. Demonstrate through your life and actions that you're the kind of man worth taking a risk on. Be confident in who you are and what you offer, and let the chips fall where they may. Moving forward with authenticity. The next time a younger woman asks you what you do for fun or what your last relationship was like, pause before answering. Recognize that these aren't just casual questions. They're windows into her concerns and opportunities to deepen her attraction. Give answers that are authentic, but also aware of what she's really asking. Show her through your words and your life that you're vibrant, purposeful, emotionally mature, and that you value women for substance rather than surface attributes. And most importantly, actually be these things. Don't just know how to answer the tests. Be the kind of man who naturally passes them because you genuinely embody the qualities she's looking for. That's the real secret. It's not about memorizing the right answers to test questions. It's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to memorize answers because the truth of who you are is exactly what she's hoping to find. Live a life full of passion and purpose. Maintain your energy and curiosity. Treat women with respect and value them for their character. Be confident in who you are. And when she tests you with these two questions or any others, your authentic answers will naturally pass because they reflect a man who's genuinely worth her time.